Hello, all. Welcome back to What's On Tonight, a podcast with elaborate, quirky, and unpredictable conversations about TV, movies, and more. I'm Becky.
And I am Mandy.
Joining us in the pod layer today via Zoom is Will Guirola. I think I just butchered that, no matter how much I practiced, who played patient OrlandoDiaz on season 2 of The Pitt. Welcome to the show, and thank you so much for being here with us.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. It's an honor. I'm ready.
Heck yeah.
Well, we've been chatting with Will for quite a bit before we got rolling here, and it's been really a fascinating conversation already. The first question we always like to ask our guests is, how did you get into acting? I've told Will before I got on that I checked out his IMDb page, and he has been on literally every show that my husband loves. So, I've gotten major spouse brownie points for just being able to say that we're having this conversation. How did you get into that? And then a follow-up, when you get through, that part, how did you end up getting casted on The Pitt?
Okay, well, it's actually a long story, but I will make it short.
We say that all the time, and 4 hours later, we get to our point.
Yeah.
So I was always that little kid. I'd watch cartoons and just normal stuff like that for a child. But we used to have in LA, Channel 5 would run these classic or these award-winning movies. And it'd be Channel 5 cinema at noon or something. And I'd watch these movies, not necessarily understanding it. I was kind of young. And I remember one of my favorite movies of all time, and to this day I love it, is Chaplin. That one was with Robert Downey Jr. as Charlie Chaplin. And I just remember watching it because, I was old enough to know that wasn't Charlie Chaplin. But I was like, how does he do that? How did he do that? How is he so good at being I was too young. So, it was always something that always went through my head. And as I got older, it got pushed further back. I played sports, life and a bunch of million things. And I was going through a really bad time in my life as I was a little older. And I just remember I kind of just said it out loud. Something in my heart just poured. And I looked into the sky and I said, I want to be an actor. Where did it come from? I don't know. I don't know what was going on. I wasn't in a good space. And I was like, I want to become an actor. I want to be an actor. And it feels like the moment I said that, I was working and people would come up to me and go, are you an actor? And I'd be like, no, what do you mean? They're like, what makes you think I'm an actor? What did I do to get you to act? And they're like, I don't know. You're just very animated or you talk a lot. And then little by little, I started bumping into independent directors, producers, actors. And everyone was like, you should definitely try acting. And I go, oh, well, how do I do it? And they wouldn't give me an answer. They were like, well, if you really want it, you'll figure it out. And little by little, I just, started searching, researching, working. And I probably did it the hard way. I didn't do it the easy way. I didn't know you could get paid for acting. I just wanted to act. I did it maybe the opposite way of what everyone else does. And, I'd be over here going, well, can I get $20 for gas? And they'd be like, and then I'd be like, well, what about that line? And they'd be like, well, if we give you this line, we're not going to give you gas money. I'm like, okay, I'll take the line. It was this weird back and forth, but I wanted to work. I wanted to express myself. And, God is good. And here I am. And, I've been working pretty steadily.
We call that work ethic, Will. I don't mean to hijack that, but I'm so impressed with that. Honestly,
Yep.
One of my questions that I had was how we've interviewed a lot of people, and some of them have been, fairly high up on the call sheet with the Pitt, but you have a much longer resume than a lot of those guys. And I think it's that work ethic, man. It's that you're not too precious to bargain.
Like I said, I just wanted to work. I wanted to stop feeling what I was feeling inside. And the only thing that was stopping that feeling was me being on set, learning, watching other people. And, while everyone was resting or, they were bummed out because, all we got was a sandwich for lunch, I was observing everything. I was just watching anything I could do acting. I was in it. And I loved it. And I had fun with it. And I fell in love with it. And it's one of those things that, I don't know, I wouldn't change it. I did it the hard way, like I said. But I got lucky breaks. I bumped into some cool people. I experienced, have you seen that movie Bowfinger?
Yeah. It's been a while, but yeah.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy and Steve Martin.
Oh, yes.
Where they're trying to make a movie.
Yeah.
That was me as a working actor. Run. And, the cops are there. Stop. Don't do anything. That was me learning how to act.
Yeah.
That's
and I
cool,
had so much
though.
fun.
Man, I love that story though. I mean, just as a working class person, I love that story. Just I think that that is why you do have the resume that you've got, is that you've
You
got a
put in the
thick
work.
skin and you didn't go into it expecting it to not be hard, and you didn't let it grind you down, and you didn't take it personally. That's really hard, and I think that's why you've been as successful as you've been.
Thank you. I mean, you have to have, thick skin in life in general,
Right.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah, I respect and admire that very much. So, like, how did the process with the pit go?
So I remember getting the audition. Oh, you know what? In fact, let me go a little further back than that.
Sure.
So I was filming Mayor of Kingstown season 4, I want to say, and I'm in Pittsburgh, and people would come up to me and go, your show's cool, but the pit, and I go, what's the pit? And they're like, it's Pittsburgh's other show, and I go, they have another show? I don't see anyone else out here. I go, what's going on? What do you mean? And then that's all I kept hearing. And then I get back, and then I remember seeing the audition. I go, oh, this is what everyone kept talking about. I go, what is this? And everyone's like, it's like the hit show. And I go, I don't know. I just got back. I'm not watching television. I got the audition, and it was actually a fairly easy process, I believe. I auditioned for it once. I don't remember if I did a callback or not. And I pretty much booked it right away, it felt like. I found out pretty early on that I booked it. And it was fun. It's easy when it's that way. You know what I mean? I don't have to. But when I did read the character, I just thought he was like a very blue collar man's man. And then I read it and I was like, I think I want to give him a little bit of vulnerability. You know what I mean? I want to make him a little vulnerable in the dialogue. And, I did it, and, I guess it worked.
It worked really well. And that kind of segues into our next question. So, the pit, one of the things we love the most about this show is how they are so good at highlighting real life issues that people are facing in today's world. And your character arc gave us a really good, also very sad look into the American healthcare system and how it fails a lot of people every day. So Orlando's story showed the struggle with medical debt due to the high cost of managing diabetes, and just made us wonder, how did you prepare to portray that level of anxiety, fear, anger that came from choosing between your health and your family's financial survival?
Well, I mean, I have social media, so I have Instagram, and I'm always searching, and for whatever reason, I get a lot of stories of these situations. Maybe not this situation in particular, but at the end of the video, I'm over here tearing up, and I'm going, "Oh my God! Like, why is this happening?" So I've heard of this story countless of times with different people, different color, different people. How a lot of families go bankrupt because of medical bills.
Yep.
It's something I've heard of a lot. And then I just remember kind of going, okay, who is this man? Who's Orlando? Like, he's clearly not me, but I've been broke. I've had nothing in the past more than a few times. So it was a lot of like reaching in there and going, it's almost a desperation. I don't know how to explain it unless you've been there, where you barely have enough money for gas, but you need to get to work.
Yep.
I don't know how to explain it. It's a desperation. It's like you're sinking and you're just trying to hold yourself afloat. Like, it's right. You're right at the neck. And I feel like I tried giving them a desperation. Also being Hispanic, I've seen prideful men, you know what I mean? Prideful Hispanic men. And then I was like, well, he's definitely prideful. He's strong, but let's say behind closed doors, when no one's watching, he might stand up or cry a little bit. But he's also that guy who's like, no, I'm not crying. Like, I'm okay. I'm okay. Like, no, what are you talking about? Me cry? No. It was just finding that character and seeing what worked. And honestly, I'm just glad everyone kind of understood what I was trying to do with him.
Oh, you killed it. You absolutely nailed it. You were, it's fun once a season ends for me to go back and listen to episodes of our podcast as we recorded them, just to see, when we were blind to what was happening or what was coming up, to see the characters. And I went back and listened to when you first appeared on the screen and how immediately not attracted, as in
Invested.
like, ooh, invested. Thank you. There's words, I just find them hard. How invested we became in your story. And wow, such a great job.
My father actually died from insulin rationing. Like
Okay.
he was a type 1 diabetic.
Mm.
It's a long story. I didn't know my dad. I didn't find my dad's family until I was an adult and found out he had died when I was a senior in high school. And it was from insulin rationing. He
Mm.
was the kind of guy that would like give you the shirt off his back. And he had a business, but he gave away all of his money to other people. And so he couldn't afford his medicine and he was rationing, and that's how he died. So it was very emotionally hard for me to watch that. But man, I mean, like, I know that you've got other shows that you are probably going to continue to be starring on. And this is just a short chapter in your life, but I feel like this was just such an impactful thing that you did that I hope you're really proud of that. Like, I think that it was a really, really important role.
Yep.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys' words. And honestly, I'm surprised by the amount of messages and outreach and just a lot of people, companies, and just everyone telling me how much they loved me as Orlando and they can relate and they know someone like that, that I reminded them of something. And I don't know, it took me a minute. I feel like now I'm looking back and I'm going, okay, I'm proud, because in the moment, you don't know how it's going to read, how it's going to look.
Right.
And I just was like, well, let me try it. And then, the directors were great. We have different directors for every episode. And, some directors left me alone. Others would give me a little bit of insight. But it's just part of story making, you know what I mean? And yeah, and I'm proud. I feel blessed and honored to have been able to do that role. And yeah, it's just, we have to do it again. We'll do it. But it was definitely a fun experience. Everyone on set was great. And I did love the fact that there was a family to work with.
Yes. And wow, were they amazing. The young woman who played your spouse, your daughter, it was so touching how, I mean, the chemistry y'all had together was amazing, but especially towards the end of the season when everything comes full circle, and we'll talk more about that here in a minute, but she ripped our hearts out right along with your story, just her anguish. Yes. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and move into our next question is that, Orlando chooses to leave because he doesn't want to saddle his family with more medical debt, and your character then comes back. They've got a major head injury due to a fall, and we learn out later that it's probably because Orlando chose to end his life so as not to leave his family with more medical debt. When did you learn that was where your story was going? And then, like, how emotionally do you plan for that moment?
Well, I was, after my initial episodes, they were like, okay, bye. And I left and I go, is that it? And they're like, yep, that's it. And then when I found out I was coming back, I was like, I felt it. I go, there's no way I just left and that was it.
Yeah.
Something was going to happen. And when I saw what was happening, I was like, oh, that's the way they're going with it. I don't know. It made me a little sad for Orlando. It's just, I feel like I can understand the struggle of, I'm the head of the household. I'm supposed to work. I'm not supposed to make you guys suffer in any way for me. If anyone's going to suffer, it's me.
Right.
And I don't know. I understood it. And I went, okay, this is sad, but we got to do what we have to do. And
was that when they had the prosthetic? Was that when they used the dummy?
Yes. So I had to go do the dummy in some warehouse in Pasadena.
We've heard a lot about that warehouse.
That. Everyone there was amazing, but I wasn't really told what was going to happen. I was told I needed to go over there. And then they were like, we need to put you like in a whole mummy thing, head to toe. And I go, what? Like, what do you mean? And then they explained it to me and I go, oh no, I don't know if we can do this.
Was it creepy?
It's just, they wrap you up like a mummy.
Eesh.
And you're there and you have to sit there for I don't know, an hour, maybe slightly more, slightly less. And because it has to mold to your body.
Yikes.
I'm too claustrophobic.
I would hate that. Yes.
I was so intimidated. And we ended up doing it. I can't remember the person's name, but she was amazing. She was like, William, are you okay? Do you need anything? Can you breathe? Can you do this? Can you do that? I was like, I'm good. I'm good. And she'd be like, okay, 25 more minutes, 15 more minutes, 10 more minutes. She's like, you're doing great. You're doing great.
She knew it was uncomfortable.
I probably had the most scared look on my face when she told me. But it was a fun process, and it was super eerie seeing the body when I walked into set.
I bet.
I went to go get makeup, and I see it, And I go, oh my God, is that me? And they go, yeah, that's you. And I go, he looks dead. I had to stop saying me. I kept saying me, and I go, no. I don't want to say me. That's it.
Because that's creepy, right?
That's something else. That's it. That is not me. And then everyone else was like, oh my God, that looks so much like you. And I took a picture of it. Look.
Yeah, I saw your picture, and it is a trip seeing the two of you laying side by side. It's like, wow.
Why did they use the dummy instead of you? Like, what was the reasoning?
I think it was more to do with the surgery part of it.
Yep.
Okay. It just made it easier without an actual heel. Gotcha.
Yeah, you could do a lot more with it, close it up, or whatever it is. I was still there, and they used me for some of the scenes where there's close-ups or I had to breathe a certain way. But yeah, that dummy saved me a lot of hours of
of having to lay very still.
And additional prosthetic work too on your head to be able to do that was our procedure of the week.
Yeah.
When they did that surgery on your fake brain, that was just, I'm glad that you had a fake you next to you because I can't sit still. I don't have the ability to sit still if like working, sitting at a desk. I have to get up in like 10 minutes and just like do a quick lap or something because I need to move. I need to fit. I would be terrible playing a comatose patient on this show.
Yeah, I get fidgety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I move my toes, my fingers. I might have my eyes closed and then I feel the urge to start blinking.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing. So I was like, no,
it's fine.
I'll power to that dummy. I love it.
It kind of makes me think about like Becky. I had to go to the dentist this week, and we were talking to her yesterday about that. Like my issue with the dentist, they always think that I have a phobia. I don't have a phobia. I just can't shut up for that long, and it's obnoxious to me to have to sit still while they're doing. Like I've had like 6 root canals, and I just hate having to shut up and be still for that long. So I can't imagine having to do all that prosthetic work.
It's definitely tough. So I was happy when I saw that they were mainly doing it on the dummy.
Yeah, it was good work. This show is just so amazing, and you added so much to it. And you got your character got a lot of interaction with Dr. Mohan, played by Supriya Ganesh, and a lot of those moments were very important moments from the season. Can you just tell us what it was like working so closely with her? I know we keep saying emotional, but your story arc was so emotional. So what was it like working so closely with her in such emotional and realistic scenes?
I'll be honest with you. I had a lot of fun with her. And I let her know when we were on set. I was like, I loved it. It was a fun experience. And she would give me a little bit of input, and I was able to give her input, and we would be able to go back and forth. And that made it really fun for me. She's honestly great. The way she acts, her emotions, her eyes. For me, it felt like it gave me a lot to bounce back off. You know what I mean? We could go back. I could see her and I could look down, or I could feel ashamed, like embarrassed. But I feel like there's a lot to her eyes. She has gorgeous eyes. Like there's something. She has strong eyes.
We've interviewed Supriya. She does have a very expressive face.
Yes. And I feel like for me personally, that helps me bounce off of her. And hopefully she had a great experience with me. And
it looks like it. I keep talking about the chemistry that you had with your family, but it was very heart-wrenching to see her trying to convince you that somebody out there cares about your well-being and wants to do so much to help you survive this treatable disease. And your reaction, you were talking about that feeling like you were the head of the household. It's your job to provide. I remember when my husband and I, before we got married, were talking about getting married and when the time was right to do so. And he's like, well, I want to be ready to take care of you. And I was like, I appreciate that. I've worked my whole life. I don't need to be taken care of. And now that we're married, I'm like, hey, could you run downstairs and grab something for me?
She's fine with being taken care of now.
Now I'm okay with it. But I mean, from a financial standpoint, he felt like he should be in a place where I don't have to work because that's how he was raised with his father.
Right.
So it just really hammered home even more the pain and sadness and worry that your character was feeling. And then her trying to show you that let somebody else be a support system for you and how hard it was for you to accept that. It was just it's like a ping pong match almost, or tennis match, just watching the back and forth and how well you two played off of each other. I took a long way to get there. I'm sorry.
No, I'm with you, Becky. That was really powerful. And I'm glad you brought that up because, like, we give men a lot of shit on this podcast. I'll just be real honest. We do. Like, you guys, we give you a lot of guff. But one of the things that I genuinely feel for with men in general is that the good ones, the ones of you that genuinely are good, kind, loving people, you have so much put on you that you think that you can't ever be emotional. Like, everything is on your shoulders. Like, you genuinely believe that your purpose in life is that you have to provide for everyone. And if you're not doing that, you're worthless. And my husband is exactly the same way. Like, he puts that on himself. And whenever there is a situation that comes up that he feels like he has not provided to the nth degree, he is so hard on himself.
Yep.
And you're also told you can never be emotional. You can never cry. You can never be sad. You can't be vulnerable. And that sucks.
It's wrong. And what it's turned a lot of men into years down the road is sad. You know, the first time my husband broke down, I was relieved to see that side of emotion from him. So she's right. Mental health is so important. And a lot of men struggle with seeking mental health because of the stigma that's been put on them that you can't do that, because if you do, it means you're weak. And that is not what that means. It means you're strong.
Yeah. And we're saying all this to say, like, this is another reason that your storyline this season was so impactful, that, like, I think a lot of men needed, like, I think hopefully it was a wake up call to them that your family would rather have you alive than admitting that you're vulnerable.
Yeah.
No, and I agree. Actually, I'm a big advocate for mental health and seeking help. And if anyone's listening to this right now, any guys out there, or just anyone in general, woman, guy, it don't matter. If you feel stuck, sad, depressed, anything, I'll be honest with you, talking about it might seem funny or weird, but it helps. It helps. I've needed, to talk to someone, and it was so hard, but once you get it out, and I'm talking about 5 minutes in, and I start crying and I'm bawling, and they were like, "You were just supposed to introduce yourself."
Well, this is me, okay?
We've been there. Honestly, we have both been there with our therapists. Yeah.
Yeah, I seek help, and they were like, and I was like, do you think I need to come back? And they're like, like I said, you were just supposed to introduce yourself. Give me 10 years of your life in like 15 minutes.
And I just fell out of my chair.
But no, I'm a big advocate for it. If you need to talk to someone, there's people out there that won't judge.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's so freeing. And my husband, I've only gotten him to go one time, but you know what? Just that one time, like, it totally changed his point of view about mental health. He didn't feel like he needed to keep going, but what it did make him do is feel like he could talk to me more. You know what I mean? Like, just knowing that you don't have to bury it all deep. Like, I still tease him about this. Like, early on in our marriage was September 11th happened. And I've struggled with depression and anxiety since I was 6 years old, like my whole life, and I had already figured out, like, sometimes I need to reach out to people, but I have this weird thing that when crazy shit happens, I actually deal with it better than most people, because I think it's because that's where my brain is all the time. So when we're in crisis mode, like, I know how to, like, dig down. Anyway, when 9/11 happened, what was really upsetting for me was, like, how depressed everybody else was. I had been expecting something like that to happen for a long time, but I had thought it would be like a nuclear bomb or something. So it wasn't as shocking for me, but it really was upsetting to see how shocked everyone else was. Anyway, I was talking to my husband about this, and he says, well, you know what I do, Mandy? When something upsets me, I just bury it deep, deep down, and I just never think about it.
He's Dr. Robbie.
Right, he is. 25 years later, he is not that guy anymore. Like he still is very manly and I don't know that I could ever get him to go back to a therapist, but he talks to me.
Yeah.
And that's something. Like so even as a man, if you don't feel like you can go to a therapist, just find somebody you can open up to, man. There's nothing wrong with admitting that you have emotions and that you're scared sometimes and that you don't have all the answers. No one should expect you to. And that's an unfair burden that I think that the world puts on guys.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is that no one has the answers.
No.
We're all living life.
Right. First time.
Yeah, there's no book. Yeah, like
Yeah.
we're all going through the same stuff somewhere, somehow.
Yeah. And that's the thing I think that's very freeing is that when you open up about that, the things that you're scared of, the things that you're worried about, the frustrations that you have, like, I don't know about you, but like the first time that I was able to say that stuff to a professional and they didn't look at me and immediately say, you need to go to a nut house, like that made me aware, okay, I'm not alone. I can deal with this because I know that I'm not alone. There are a lot of other people. Someone has heard me say all this crazy stuff and they didn't immediately put me in a nut house. So I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
And it helped me to like work through stuff on my own just because I felt more supported and not like isolated anymore. So
Yeah.
thanks for advocating for men's mental health like that.
It's important. All our mental health, especially in the climate of the world right now. It's not, there's so much going on. We're feeding our brains stuff that I feel we probably shouldn't be accustomed to.
Yep.
You know, it shouldn't be normal life, everything we're seeing on social media and the news.
Yep. Yeah.
Even if it's not bothering you in the surface, it's something's triggering in the back, you know?
Yeah, I agree. This 24-hour news cycle is not, it's not natural. And it'd be constantly shocking our nervous system with crisis after crisis after crisis after crisis. It's not healthy and it's not natural and it's not even real life.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on Instagram, you posted some really cool behind the scenes photos of the body mold that was used for the brain surgery scene. We want to know more. Was there anything like behind the scenes that you want to share about that?
The whole process of doing the mold, if I remember correctly, it took about, I want to say 4 to 5 hours.
Cool.
It was a tedious thing, you know what I mean? And then what I was told was if for any reason I moved and messed it up, we would have to start all over.
Oh, God, no pressure.
I would have messed that up. We'd have been there for 2 weeks. They'd have been like, we're just going to drill a hole in your head on the show because you cannot do this.
Yeah, no, that was my motivation. Honestly, that was my motivation. I was like, I can't do this again. Like, we're here right now. Let's do it. And I remember hearing my heartbeat. I could feel it. I could hear it. Dum, dum, dum. It just, I was scared. I was nervous. But like I said, they were great. They were amazing. They would walk me through it. They spoke to me. Before we did anything, they would show me what we were doing. And then when we were done, they were like, "Yay, you're done." And then she was like, "Well, now we have to get this thing off of you." And I go, "What?" And it was like, it just won't come off. They cut it a little bit, but I had to kind of like slither out.
Like a snake.
Yeah. And it was like, I was, getting rid of my old skin. I'll be honest with you. It was surreal. It was a great experience. Now looking back, it was a great experience. Then at that moment, I was like, oh no. But it was fun. And then what was the other question? I'm sorry. Well,
no, that was it. Just like, I know you'd already told us a little bit about the process, but I wanted to know a little bit more about like how intensive it was.
Where are you now? Like, where is fake you now?
Oh, yeah. Where is fake you?
Did you ask if you could keep it? Because I would have.
I would have.
Everyone's like, are you going to ask if you could keep it? I go, what am I going to do with that? Like,
snuggle.
So many things.
Snuggies with me.
Imagine walking into your kitchen and it's right there and it's like,
yes!
Like in the middle of the night. No.
I don't see the problem here.
Yeah, I would love that.
I mean, maybe if he was smiling with a thumbs up, I would have been like, maybe, but he definitely didn't look alive or happy.
He would have been riding shotgun in my car for the rest of my life.
Lane.
Yes.
But no, that I know of, last I've seen and last I heard of, he's somewhere at Warner Brothers.
So,
somewhere at Warner Brothers.
Are your parents still with us? Have they watched the show?
My mom is. She doesn't watch the show. She doesn't watch the show.
Okay. I was curious how she felt about fake William.
I wouldn't even know how to explain it to my mom, honestly.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I feel that in my soul.
Yeah, she probably would have looked at me going, I don't even understand you being an actor.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, I gotcha.
But yeah, no, but everyone else was like, how was it? And everyone on set was like, dude, this is so crazy. And then there was times where they would come up to me, a lot of the actors would come up to me and go, we were just talking to fake you, thinking you were there. You know what I mean? And we had a whole conversation waiting for you to answer, and they were like, that's not him.
That was your dummy.
That's the dummy.
That's amazing.
We really want to talk to the prosthetics people one day. We would love to. That's like a dream interview of ours.
That and craft services.
Yeah.
Oh, Crafts was good. I had no complaints about Crafts. Yeah, no, yeah, everyone was great around it. And like I said, everyone was just like, this thing looks exactly like you. This is you. And people would say, in front of me, some people would say hi, and I go, well, I'm right here. Like,
That's pretty funny.
But yeah, no, it was surreal. But it was honestly, on being on the backside of it, it was fun. I'm glad I was able to do it.
Well,
Same.
and now it's like an experience that you can take with you for the rest of your professional career. Like that's something that you are aware of, an experience that you had. And if you have to go through something like that again, you kind of already know what you're dealing with. So it's almost like you had an AI version of you created.
It is.
Pretty much.
Well, a question that we've started asking all of our guests is, what is a fun fact about you that most people, even those who have seen your work, might be surprised to learn about you?
Usually I would say I'm a big geek, but that's not, being kind of geeky now is really cool. So it's
Yeah.
not,
Oh, yeah.
Shockingly.
it's not like when I was growing up, when I would talk about video games or comics, or when I was super excited for the first X-Men movie to come out, and they're really like, really? That's what you like? And I go, yeah, I'm a big video game guy. I love video games. That's my escape.
What's your favorite?
Currently playing, I went back to Halo on Xbox for some reason.
Yeah.
But Mario Kart, the new Mario Kart World on the Nintendo Switch 2. I collect toys from my childhood. I grew up pretty poor, so I might have had maybe one or two of my favorite toys, but I didn't have collections. We couldn't afford them. So
Yeah.
I retro collect. So I have a whole He-Man collection from my childhood of toys that I would have only dreamed about having. Wrestling figures, Voltron, Power Rangers. I just bought the Dragon Zord from the Power Rangers, if anyone knows Power Rangers. I think what it is that, what do they say? An adult with kid money, or a kid with adult money?
Yep.
That's what it is.
Inner child with adult money. Yeah.
There you go. And I'm still looking for deals. I don't buy anything at its highest value. No, that's not happening. But yeah, I have fun. My escape is playing video games. I like dressing up. I have a He-Man costume, a Super Grover costume.
Oh my gosh.
And then I'll just wear it going into the store. And I don't know. Years ago, I got past that whole, like, I wonder, like, hopefully no one says anything.
Screw them.
I don't care. Screw everyone. I'm gonna enjoy my life. I'm gonna have fun. And I think that's something a lot of people aren't aware of. Or even, and one more thing, I play a lot of bad guys, and I don't have tattoos. So whenever people see me in the sauna, at
You
the
don't have
park,
one single tattoo?
no tattoos.
That is very shocking for somebody our age. That's, I mean, I think you're a little younger than me, but you're fairly close. And anybody in that general age range with no tattoos, aside from Becky, doesn't either.
No, I've got 3. My husband doesn't have any. Girl,
Tattoos. How do I not know this?
I got one on my wrist. My cat's paw that passed away last year.
I did know this, Becky.
And then I have Heaven and Faith.
Okay.
So
Nice.
yeah, I have 3. My husband, who is 56, has none, and he thought when I got my paw print for when she passed away, he was like, we've got 4 cats total, 5 with Frisco, but 4 now, and his child that he came into the marriage with is Frisco's age when she passed. So he's like, maybe when Calico's gone, I might finally get one. I was like, that's completely up to you. But yeah, he's just like, I just don't have any interest in it. And I always tell the young kids in my life, they're like, I want a tattoo. I'm like, think about what you want, wait 4 years, and if you still want it, get it.
Definitely. That's actually great advice. Yeah, no, I don't have any. And I get people on, like I said, on Mayor of Kingstown, I have a big neck tattoo. And
Yeah.
everyone looks at me disappointed, and they go, "Where's your tattoo?" And I go, I'm an actor. And I could see the disappointment in their face going, "Ah."
How long does
take
it
'em to
take
put
to have that put?
Same brain, girl.
How long does it take to have that tattoo put on?
I want to say about 15 to 20 minutes.
That's all?
That's it?
Yeah, they made it easy to where it's almost like a big sticker.
Okay.
They add it on, they play with it, and then they fill it in with markers, and they age it a little bit. But I've had some tattoos that have taken longer, so I'm glad that process is easier than how they used to do it.
And you've never been tempted to get a real one?
Yeah, I have. I mean, there's times where when I come home, I go, "Can you leave the tattoos on?" And I come home, and everyone's like, "Oh, you look so cool." And I'm going, "Yeah, it does, but it's I don't know. I just feel like if I'm gonna get one, because I'm still leaving it open. It's not like I'm against them or anything. I love tattoos.
Right. You just haven't committed.
I love seeing people sleeved up, and I usually go, "What does that mean? What is this? What is that?" Like,
Yeah.
it's exciting, but I'm also afraid of needles. I don't know how to explain that anymore. Like, if
It is what it is.
If I get my blood drawn, I'm like, "Oh, it's gonna hurt," and they're like, "No, don't worry." And I'm going, I don't want to look at it. Just go ahead. Just go ahead.
I'm the same way. I donate blood a lot because I'm O negative, which is like the universal donor, and I have no problem with it, but I can't look. If I look, then it grosses me out.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that's all it is, and but yeah, I think there's a perception of me being this super tough guy, and I don't know. When I fly, oh my gosh, he's not in here. I don't think he's in here. So I have my Super Grover stuffed animal.
Oh my
I love
God.
that.
And everyone always goes, "Oh, is that for your kid?" And I go, "No, he's mine." And they go, "You have a flying buddy?" And I go, "Yeah, I do.
I love you. I love you so much. Have you read The Monster at the End of the book?
I'm sorry?
The monster at the end of this book, the Grover.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite books when I was a kid. I love Grover. You and I would just get along so well. I wish he lived here.
Grover as a little kid was always my favorite one. And when he was Super Grover, because he wasn't Super Grover in all the episodes.
Right.
But when he was Super Grover, I was like, "Oh, he's so cool." And then he would fly and just crash into something.
Yeah.
And then I remember going to what was it, Sesame Street Land or something in San Diego. I don't know what it is. And I saw him and I teared up and I go, "I need to buy this." I go, this is a part of my childhood, and he's been with me ever since. And I feel safer. I don't know what it is.
I get it.
Because Grover is a dork. He's a dork who's not always got the answers, and he's silly and weird, but Super Grover is so brave. I get it, man. Totally makes sense to me.
I'm gonna send you guys a picture because I know he's somewhere.
Oh, please do. I still have she's up on a shelf. I still have my dog, my aunt and uncle from Seattle, Washington sent me when I was 5 years old when I lost the toy I'd had since I was a baby. And her name is Fifi. And I slept with her until my mid-20s.
Yeah.
Just fun fact about me. I slept with a doll and a light on until my mid-20s.
My daughter still does that.
But if you want a tattoo, I highly suggest you let us know.
Grover.
No. Mandy and I are very photogenic, and we would happily send you, like the movie, the two heads, the frown and the smile. You know what I'm talking about? You could do our faces, whatever size works for you, but you just let us know, and we'd be happy to be a part of your tattoo journey.
It's the cry now, laugh later one, right?
Yes. You get me.
Oh man, that is so funny. Oh, this has been so great. All right. Well, our last question is, where can listeners find you? And are there any causes, pages, new projects, or anything else that you'd like to tell us about? We will shout out anything you want us to shout out.
Well, if you want to follow up on a lot of my work, on my Instagram, I mainly just put work pictures. So everything's behind the scenes, some stills, whatever not. Maybe one of these days I'll do my own personal one. My Instagram's at Will Guirola, WILLGUIROLA. I have my IMDb's William Guirola, and there's lots of stuff happening right now. Mm-hmm. Some places that I'm working with that I'm gonna start really promoting and talking about sooner or later. But everything's just in the works. I've just been so busy. Busy's good. So
Yeah, you're a busy
Yes.
man.
I'm not complaining.
Will is a very busy actor.
Yeah, no, and I'm super blessed, and you know, I don't take it for granted. I work as hard as I can, and I give every role I have the best I can. And if it reads, great. If people gravitate to them, great. If they don't like them and they're angry at them for whatever reason, great. If you see me, I'm giving it my all every time.
It shows. It really shows.
Yep.
Well, we will be sure to post links to your social media in our show notes so listeners can find you. And this really has been a lot of fun talking to you. And it means a lot to us that you guys would give us an hour or so of your time to just talk about whatever. So we appreciate it. And if you got anything coming up in the future that you want us to promote on our podcast, just shoot us a message and let us know. Or if you want to hop back on sometime, cover an episode with us of The Pitt, or if you have anything that comes up that you're like, ooh, this is coming out, I want to come on and talk about it, just let us know. You're family now, so we would be happy to have you back anytime.
Yeah, we don't just do The Pitt. Like that's our main thrust, but we also cover other shows. So like if you have anything else you want us to talk about anytime, just let us know.
Okay, great. No, thank you. And then right now, I had a cameo in Euphoria season 3.
Yeah, saw that.
I just started it.
Okay. It's a quick little cameo. I did it during The Pitt. So I was able to sneak away for a little bit and do that little cameo. I'm also in, I believe, the first episode of Lincoln Lawyer season. What season is this, 4?
Yeah.
I was able to sneak away and do that one away. So, you know, just I'll be popping up here and there. And there's more stuff coming out. I just can't talk about it right now at this moment. But definitely, I thank you guys, and I'll let you guys know. And if you guys want to talk about it, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. Just consider us wanting to talk about it. So you let us know.
Guys, this wraps up our interview with the amazing Will Guirola. I'm going to do it. Will Guirola.
It's hard.
Guirola.
You did much better than I did. I might
Thanks, Becky.
copy you saying it and paste it up where I said it. So if y'all notice a weird thing at the beginning of this podcast, it was intentional.
Anyway, it's been great. This has been a really, really fun time.
And thank you, everyone, so much for listening. I am Becky.
I'm Mandy.
And I'm William Guirola.
There you go.
We will catch you next week when we grab the remote and see what's on tonight. Bye.